reservoir plays, water deficiency is observed by the main sources feeding Simferopol, as well as Simferopol. Among them, the Paradise and Belogorsk regions of the Crimea. In 1 month the reservoir decreased by almost 1 million cubic meters. Now the water of the reservoir is less than half of the original volume. Also dried up the river Luzin, which flows into the abundant reservoir since spring of this year. A serious water shortage is observed in the main sources feeding Simferopol, as well as Simferopol-Bakhchisarai, Belogorsk district. Tropical storm. This turned the streets of South Florida River around the Broward, Miami-Dade City, Monroe were flooded streets and some homes. In anticipation of the arrival versus on the south coast of Florida, schools, beaches were closed, public transport and open shelters have been suspended. The governor of Florida declared a state of emergency before storming. 8 counties reported torrential rains and flooding across the region. In 2000 hours on the remote fire service of Kostanai region received a call about a fire in the building of the district hospital of the Fedorovsky district. The first fire calculations to the scene arrived in 4 minutes of arrival of firefighters. The fire engulfed the roof, attic room and an elevator shaft on an area of about 300 square meters. According to preliminary data, 50 people who were in the building of the hospital were evacuated urgently. 4 patients were rescued from the intensive care unit. At present, 3 units of fire equipment and 12 people of personnel of the Fedorovsky area are involved. Record rains flooded the New Zealand town Maker. According to local meteorologists, in just an hour fell 54 millimeters of rain. This was the rainiest hour in all and 100 RIA of observations in the city for 24:0 o'clock of the period on it fell 242 millimeters of rain, which is about 4 times more than usual in November. So this day became the second wettest in and 100 RIA city, and the city declared an emergency provision out for flood. Civil defense urged people to stay at home and if possible avoid driving. In addition to flooding, heavy rain caused power outages and landslides. Emergency services reported more than 300 calls related to bad weather. As a result of floods caused by downpours in southern Mexico, 27 people were killed in Chiapas as a result of 22 victims. 5 others died in Tabasco state due to floods in these administrative. More than 157,000 people were affected in 2 states in varying degrees. Damaged 54,000 homes in different regions. Water flows and landslides damaged roads and bridges, making access to a number of human settlements. It is necessary to open waters north of the eastern part of the Atlantic Ocean, formed a subtropical storm Theta, becoming a record 29 storm of the Atlantic hurricane season 2020. A year earlier, the record holder for the number of named storms in the Atlantic was 2005, when 28 storms formed. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Tracking Center on November 10, the epicenter of subtropical storm Theta was approximately 1,545 kilometers from the Azores. The maximum wind speed reached 85 kilometers an hour, where it moved eastward at a speed of 19 kilometers an hour. More than 80 villages have been flooded with the Koala Department following ongoing floods. The government of the Republic of Congo declared a humanitarian emergency after continuing floods in the north of the country. The levels of Congo's rivers and the Ubangi in the north were high. Since July 2020, as of 10th of November, 66,000 people have been damaged or destroyed by school, homes, health centers, infrastructure, drinking water, crops and livestock. Flooding has damaged hundreds of homes in Indonesia over the past few days. About 7,000 people were affected by flooding in Indonesia's Aceh province. Hundreds of homes were damaged. The river Barking Senenko came out of the bank. Scourge Clean Kill occurred. Flooding and disaster management damaged 455 homes, causing damage to 2,000 people. Schools were also damaged and about 300 hectares of crops. Heavy rain during this period also caused a river spill by cruising links, and flooding parts of the town links, and about 722 houses were damaged. 3,610 people were injured.